Hello everyone, my name is Aida. I'm coming to you today from Athens, Greece, and this is the third episode of the Athenian Maker podcast. It has been a while since the last episode. I actually wanted to record about 2 weeks ago, but one of our neighbors is renovating their apartment, and it was so noisy, and so it was impossible to do that during daylight. And this is a very old building. It is from the 50s, and although this apartment that is being renovated is on the other side of the building, you feel it like it is like right next to us. It's incredible. So anyway, since it has been so long time from the last episode, I have quite a few projects to show you today, finished projects. And so let's start. First, I would like to show you what I'm wearing. If you had seen the first episode, I was talking about this dress that I tested for Jennifer Lauren Handmade. It is the Kinfolk pattern. I have here a picture so that you can see. Όχι, όχι δεξί, όχι, έλα εδώ. Sorry. Όχι, τέλος. Κοίχ σου είπα. Κοίχ, κάτσε κάτω. Κοίχ, τέλος. Έλα, τέλος τώρα. So, this is how the design looks. And let me show you a bit. So it features princess seams. There is also a belt coming from here, from the waist, that it's tied in the back, and there are no sleeves. The sleeves grow from the body, and pockets, of course. Yes, the tie in the back, and the length is about under the knee. So I didn't shorten it. I'm 160, 1 meter and 60 centimeters tall, and the pattern I think is designed for 1 meter and 68 centimeters tall persons. So I think that I should have shortened it to have the design exactly like the pattern was meant to be, but I like this length under the knee, so I left it as it is. The fabric is from Liberty of London. I had purchased this from eBay many years ago, and unfortunately I made a mistake when I cut it, the pattern pieces, and if you can see, there are some mountains and trees featured, and the print is upside down. But anyway, I was very disappointed when I noticed at first, but now I don't see it at all, so I'm going to wear it anyway. So it's a very comfortable dress, no zippers, you just wear it and you're ready to go. I love something like this. So this is what I'm wearing, and now I will start showing you my sewing projects. So this one, I forgot to bring the pattern here. This is from Pauline Alice. I don't remember now the name, but I will put a link below. I cannot remember it. So it is a blouse from Pauline Alice. It features this tie in the neck. It has a V-neck, and also there are for the buttons you don't use buttonholes, but there are these loops here that you attach. I made this one from some cotton fabric. This feels like gauze, but it is not double gauze. No, it's not, but it has the same feeling like double gauze fabric. And I had bought this here in Athens at a shop near Ermou Street that is called Deftereos. They have fantastic fabrics. They are a little bit expensive, but they have very beautiful fabrics. So this is one of them. And just when I finished this, I made also these shorts. So these are from Butterick 5550. It is this here, and I made this version. I love them. This is like the first shorts that I made, and it was so easy to make. When I started sewing them, this features some inseam pockets, but because I wasn't sure how these are going to fit, because I always have trouble fitting trousers, and I thought maybe I would just make this one very quickly without the pockets to see how the fit is, and maybe I make another one later with the pockets. And I did some alterations to this pattern, some intentionally and some by mistake. So the intentional change was that the pattern features a fly zipper here in front. But I didn't want that for two reasons. First, because it takes more time, and secondly, because it adds more volume in the belly area, and I didn't want that. So I just moved the zipper from there, and I added a side zipper, an invisible zipper on the side. This was very easy to do because the pattern has a line where the center seam is, and so I just cut it, the piece of fabric that was meant for the fly zipper, and did a straight line to omit that. And for the side zipper, for the invisible one, you don't have to do anything, you just put the zipper there. So, and since there are no pockets, it was very easy to do this thing. So the other change that I made was unintentionally, because I actually forgot how the pattern was meant to be. So on the back there is meant to be an elastic, and there are gathers, but although I had already put on the side the elastic, a thick elastic one, when I was sewing it, I totally forgot it. So when I tried the trousers, there was a lot of bulk in there, and so I thought this is a fit issue. And what I did was I took in here in the middle and a little bit on the sides, and so that it fitted well. And but after I finished it, I remembered that this was not how it was meant to be, that there should be an elastic band there with the gathers. But anyway, it's okay. It would have been more easy if I had done that, but I forgot. So, and this is it about this pattern. I like to wear these two together. I think that they look very nice together. If I manage to find out how to edit videos, I will try and put some photos of me wearing this together. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because I have not done it before, but I will try to. And I have one more finished sewing project, and this one is a project that I had started almost a year ago, but I had completed half of it, but because I had an obligation for Minerva Crafts, as I am one of their ambassadors, I stopped working on this and started sewing the project that I had for Minerva. And after that, autumn was already here, and I am a slow maker anyway, so time went on without sewing that. And so after I had finished the previous that I showed you, the previous set, then I thought it was time to start working on this one. So this one is Simplicity 8014, and I made this version here. It's a shirt dress, and it's actually one of my favorite styles. And the dress is this one here. It is a simple shirt dress. It has pockets, and it is actually my favorite make in a very long time. And it is made with this linen fabric that I purchased in Poland many years ago. I think it was 4 years ago when I was in Poland. And it's a fantastic linen. It's quite heavy. It's a medium weight, I would say. And I love the print. This is what actually impressed me so much when I saw this, because here in Greece at least I have never found any printed linen fabrics, only plain colors, solid colors. So when I saw the prints, it was like amazing. I love this so much. The colors are more vibrant than I see them in the camera now. And this was such an easy make, because I have made so many shirt dresses and shirts that it's really sewing the collar is the easiest part, and it's what I start making because it's very I find it very fun and pleasure to sew the collar. And I don't know, I really think when I started sewing, although I loved this sort of dresses, I didn't, it took me a very long time to start sewing shirt dresses because I was afraid of the collar. But it's really such an easy thing to sew, because you just sew step by step. And okay, the most difficult part is this point here, the curve, this here. But you know, I never make that perfect, and I don't care. Like, I do my best to have the under collar to look beautiful and neat, but it's not like I will go get crazy for perfection there. So I have worn this already twice, but it's quite heavy, and I had the opportunity to wear it because for a few days we had here like a low temperature and wind, and it was very pleasant to be outside. But from today it started being hot again, so I don't think that I'm going to wear this again before autumn. But anyway, it's a very beautiful dress, if I may so. saying myself. And those are the finished objects as far as sewing is concerned. And I will keep it on the sewing department and talk a little bit about my next project, which actually I'm going to start today. In the previous episode I talked about some other projects that I had in mind, but I changed my mind. So because I wanted to make this pattern again in an African wax fabric, but I'm not going to do it for now, maybe later. Right now I want to use this fabric again from my stash. This is viscose, and it is a very drapey fabric. It has this border here. The border is from one side to the other, and in the middle it is like this, and it has a very lovely print. If you can notice it, it is like it is coffee beans. I have 2 meters from this, and I bought it, I think, at the in Athens. I think it was the store Olivieri, but I'm not sure about that. It is in the fabric district downtown in Athens. It is Olivieri is one of my favorite shops anyway. Maybe it was from there, I'm not sure. And so at first I wanted to make a dress that will have this waterfall neckline, you know, that has folds, and it is drapey here in the front. And I looked for various patterns, and I found that Burda had some patterns, and I was going to make that. But just before starting to trace the pattern from Burda, then I changed my mind, and I just wanted to make something similar with this one, like a dress without a zipper and that you can easily put on, and to be an easy make. I'm all for the easy makes at the moment. So I was looking at the patterns that I have in my library, and I found a pattern from a Greek designer. I think no, it's not the only, there are others too. So this one is Athina Kakou. She doesn't sell patterns anymore, and I think that I'm not sure if you can buy her patterns anymore, maybe from other stores, but not from her site. And it looks like this. I'm going to make the dress version. It is called the Meg Dress. It has no central seam, so it is just 2 pieces, front, back, no sleeves again, so very easy. And it includes also a pattern to make a belt, but I'm not going to make a pattern belt, a fabric belt. I'm either going to buy one or use one of the belts that I have. And I'm going to do this one that has cuffs on the sleeves. So the idea is that the entire dress is in the white part, and the border is at the hem. And also I would like this band that is on the sleeves, I would like that to make to be shown only this turquoise color. How would you say that? This color here only. So I'm going to cut this today, and I think that, okay, because it's me, I cannot say that I will finish it fast, because sometimes like I procrastinate so much that it is crazy. But anyway, I'm going to cut it today because it is the part that most of the time keeps me from sewing, because I don't enjoy cutting the pattern. But I'm going to cut today, and so let the sewing for another day probably. And these are all my sewing projects. And now let's talk about knitting. So first of all, I will show you the mitts that I have made. I'm not sure if I showed you this pair on the last episode, but I'm going to talk about them again now because I don't remember that. So the three of them, I didn't use any pattern. I made the pattern myself. Now for these two you don't really need to make a pattern. For the two first pairs it was like very easy. So this one is gingham motif. Front and back are the same, and I just made these stripes on the thumb. So let me wear this. It's very hot now, I can't believe I'm wearing wool. So these are how can I show the thumb? This way. So I knitted this with my own hand-dyed yarn. The white one is of course undyed, and the other one is multicolored that I dyed with logwood and marigolds, I think. The yellow one must be marigolds, and onion skins. And it is 4-ply Shetland Wensleydale. All my yarns come from farms that do not participate in the meat industry, and where the sheep live a long and natural life. So this is the first pair, and the second one is this one, again in the geometric theme. They are the same both front and back, and here in the thumb there is this motif that is inspired from the Kilim's carpets, which are traditional in Turkey, Arabic countries, but also here in Greece, in Balkans in general are traditional. So again, like no pattern needed, I just estimated how many stitches I needed to create these triangles, and I know that in order for the mitts to fit me, they have to be at least 64 stitches, so I cannot go under for this kind of yarn and for this gauge, so I cannot go under 64 stitches. This one were made with 66 stitches, and really easy. These also are dyed. This yarn is the purple one is dyed with logwood, and it's not purple, it's navy blue, and I will tell you in a while why it is so. And the other one, the yellow beige, it is I dyed that with pepper tree. We have so many pepper trees here in the neighborhood, so I have very easy access to this material. Now, as for the yarn that I dyed, after I finished this, the yarn first was purple, so I don't have it here. When I dyed the yarn with logwood, it was purple. But I wanted to change that, and logwood is a material that is pH sensitive, so you can, if you change the pH using various natural materials, then the color changes. And I didn't use anything special. I just blocked them with dishwasher soap, and I think it had also some lemon, but I'm not sure about it. I don't remember that. And after blocking them, so the color changed to this navy blue color, which I prefer from the purple. Let me wear them so that you can see. Now I have made a mistake on one of them, in this one. If you can see it here, it was something went wrong with the tension, and I should have left it, and probably it would have been okay after blocking, because there was a similar mistake somewhere here, and it was fixed after blocking. But I tried to fix it before blocking, and tried to pull the yarns here and there, but I made it worse. And so after I blocked it, there was a hole created there. It's like right here. So I think that I'm going to knit this one more again, because I don't think that I'm going to bother to unpick this, because it's almost here, like it's not like it's near the end of the mitts, so that I can unravel it and do it again. And so I'm just going to start off from the beginning and make one more to be the match for this one. That is good. And the last one is this one, which is actually my favorite, and is the last one that I made. This was also inspired by the kilims patterns, the carpets, and I had the idea. Actually, I first got the inspiration from for this one, for the thumb here, because my mother has a kilim that she has it from when she got married, and it was made for her, and she takes it out once every 2 years, and so when she had it out in the sun a few months ago, I got the inspiration, like it would be cool to knit something with these designs. And first I made this just a small piece in the thumb on those mitts, and then for this one I did something more complicated, and on the back there are just broken stripes. The three of them are with the same sort of yarn. This one I dyed this with madder and onion skins. Now these are sticking on my hand because my hands are sweating now. It's too hot to wear wool, but anyway, I'm doing it to show you guys. So these are these ones. I really love this one. I love the colors, I love the motif, I love everything about these ones. So now the last project, finished knitting project that I have is this one. I had shown progress on my previous episodes, and now it is finished. Let me put it on for you. Okay, it doesn't go well with this dress, but so that you can see the fit. And I didn't use a written pattern for this, but instead I used instructions from the book Top Down Sweaters from Anne Bad, and this is from the raglan construction. So the yarn is a cotton yarn that I bought from a vegan yarn in Canada. I bought an undyed cone, and the yellow one I have dyed with pomegranate skins. I just love the color that pomegranate skin give on cotton yarn. It's very bright. And so it is like a v-neck construction, of course, which I changed to be deeper, because in the pattern the v-neck was up until this point here, but I wanted a deeper neckline. And it is a boxy fit. This is how I intended it to be, because I wanted to try a different fit. I usually go for fitted bodies, but and I thought maybe it's just let's try something different. This is not the fit that I prefer for myself, but it's okay to have a different something different from what I usually wear. So it was very easy to make, and I used the white and the yellow yarn made in stripes. I'm not very happy with the fit, not the boxy fit, but how the raglan came out to be. So this is like where my armpit is, and you can see how deep this is, and this is not even the length that was suggested from the pattern. Like in the pattern I should have kept and do more increases, but it seemed to me like it was very long, so I stopped and just joined in the round before the pattern set. And I think that like this book, it doesn't have very much about the gauge. It doesn't say the row gauge, and it is very important, especially in the raglan, to know the row gauge when you have to make so many increases. And I don't know, because I like the raglan shape very much. Maybe next time that I will make one, I will buy a pattern for that, and to see how the increases are made in the pattern. Because in this one you increase you increase exactly every other row, and the thing is that I don't know if I was to make it like with less increases, so that the depth of the raglan to be shorter. I don't know if the width of the sleeve would be okay. So this is why I just prefer, like next time, to buy a pattern that has a raglan shaping, and see how that designer has worked the raglan. And in any way, I have worn it 3 times. This is more like for the weather that we have here in Greece, because although it is a fingering yarn, it feels like heavy to wear. So I think that I will wear it more from September, October, and rather than now. So I wore it at the beginning when I first finished it, because it was cooler, but now I don't think that I can wear this kind of sweater. So this is it. I'll take it out now. And these are all my finished objects. Now just a little bit about what I'm working. The pattern that I am knitting at the moment is a test knit. It is a new pattern designer. This is her first pattern. The designer is Anna Plexis. If you follow her on Instagram, and she has come up with this idea. It is a cardigan, and it is very interesting construction that I have not done before. You knit it from side to side, so you start casting on the stitches for the center front, and you start working from there. You finish the first side of the front, and then you knit the back. So you knit the back, and then you come on the other side to finish the other half of the front. The designer has instruction to knit it with stripes, with 2 different yarns, and but I decided to use, it's very difficult to show you right now here, so it is like this. So instead of making stripes using 2 different yarns, I decided to use one of my self-striping yarns that I have actually made for a shawl knitting, because it creates so because it creates stripes effect like this. So I cast it on here, and I started knitting and shaping the neckline and then decreasing, and now here is the underarm, and I have done the increases for the back. This goes up to my shoulder on the back. So this is it. This one also is the Shetland Wensleydale yarn, hand dyed with madder. The test knit is going to be till end of August, so I think I'm going to manage to finish it until then, because it's very simple, like it's very simple to knit, and the instructions are very good. They take you step by step on how to do it, because it's a construction that I have never done before, so I was a little bit anxious at first on how I'm going to do it, but it's okay. And but it really you can knit it really fast. So, and it's so interesting to knit in a different way, because pretty much I do the same things, but this is something different. So this is it, the final work in progress. I don't have anything else to show you. I have not worked at all at my weaving project this month, so there is no progress there. And so that's it from me and Rexy. Wish you have a great weekend, and hopefully next episode will be sooner. Bye bye.